What's up, Fresh Coast Gaming fans? We're here at Casa de Tau4Eva. It is terrible outside. We are getting our game in for the Great Lakes Warhammer League. So this is a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report, Beastmen versus Dark Elves. If you want to check out the Great Lakes Warhammer League, just Google it, or I believe it is glwl.org. It's a long-running Warhammer Fantasy casual league that has gone on in Michigan for a long time, and at the end of it there's a tournament. Today we'll be playing Warhammer Fantasy again, and this is our board here. We have a couple hills, some stones, and some trees. This is at Adam's house. He has an awesome board that he can set on top of a table to give us a 6x4. Over here I'll show the Beastmen first because it's my army and I'm familiar with it. So what happens with the Great Lakes Warhammer League is you have 1,500 points that are fixed. They cannot change from game to game. And you put those lists on the internet so your opponent knows what's in that list. And then each game you have 1,000 points that you can then change to actually kind of tailor your list, so to speak. I generally just me, I usually use the same 2,500 point list every time just because I'm painting to that list anyway. Also in fantasy, I'm not going to state what our magic items are. Those are secret. There are some gotcha items, as Sarah Palin would say. Some gotcha items, when you get into combat with somebody, it'll pop out and it'll make them really sad. So there are a lot of secret items, so we don't say what they are before the game, but you do know the regiments that your opponent has. So starting with my army, I'll start from the Lord level, go to the hero level, and then core, special, rare, somewhat similar to the 40k list ideas. For Lord, this is my general of my army. I have a Beast Lord. He has a shield on his back, and he has a hand weapon. Then I have, let's see, my level 4 Wizard. He is going to use Shadow. And then I have 2 level 1 Wizards, and they're going to use Lord of Beasts. So they are going to sit around the Herdstone, which I didn't grab. Let me go grab that. The Herdstone allows me to generate a ton of extra magic dice. The idea is that the Beastmen run out on the field, drop this shard, and it grows into this huge rock that generates Beastmen power, basically. And so that is my shard of the Herdstone, made by Dream Spirit Wargaming. So check them out, Dream Spirit Wargaming. So my core, and this is what you could consider your troops in 40k, I have 40 Gores with 2 hand weapons. These are an amazing core, in my opinion. I believe they are, let's see, 8 points apiece, which is not bad, and they have 2 attacks at weapon skill 4. They are toughness 4, and they are movement 5, which is really, really nice in fantasy. They're only strength 3, but you can buff that. And they do not have an armor save, which is rough. They're basically just out there wearing t-shirts. On the left of that is my other core. These are my Ungors. I just finished painting these guys. So these are, they have a hand weapon and shield, so they have a 6+ armor save. And they have a 6+ ward save in close combat against enemies to their front. And these guys are 6 points apiece. They basically have human stats, 5 movement, and then 3 for the rest of everything, pretty much. They're basically just out there as a bunker. My last set of core here is my Chariot, 80 points. It goes across the field, hits the enemy, and then some Ungor Raiders in there as a screen for my Herdstone. The special slot, I do not have any rare today. My special slot is populated by my Minotaurs. There's 6 of them. They're really, they're kind of unimpressive. They have 3 wounds apiece. They do impact hits. They stomp. They're strong, but they have like 6+ armor save, and that's it, and toughness 4. So they get shot up, but you know, we'll see what they can do. And I've used them to good effect in casual fun games. So let's see what they do. My last thing over here, again, this is the next regiment I will paint, is my Bestigor unit. These guys are really tough. So they're toughness 4, and they have a heavy armor, which is a 5/6 save, which usually it's either -1 or -2. So the armor isn't that great, but they're strength 4, weapon skill 4, and strength 6 with their great weapons, which is amazing. They can take down a lot of stuff. And you have Primal Fury, which is the defining trait of Beastmen. Primal Fury allows you to roll a leadership test. If you pass it, then you can reroll any misses in close combat. So now Adam can talk about his list. We can start with, these are Dark Elves. They have a new army book. Late last year it came out, so Adam's still learning about it. So if you want to start with your Lords and then Hero.
I think first thing you'll notice is my army is a lot less numbers and body than Mike's. So, okay, so basically I decided to kind of go with some expensive stuff that was painted. Dreadlord, who has got the dragon upgrade, so he's going to be flying around causing some problems. He's not quite the same build as I would have ran in the old book, but he's still pretty tough. I do have 2 level 2 sorceresses, and I have a Death Hag from the new Cauldron Blood kit. That's kind of a work in progress. This is sort of my next project, is to get the Witch Elves unit painted up. I'm probably going to get some of the new ones, but I wanted to get the kind of the centerpiece model assembled, and it's a chariot now that attaches to the unit. It buffs the heck out of them. So
is it still a BSB?
Yeah, the BSB is still an option for.
So the BSB is really
BSB
important.
is in the chariot in that unit.
It's really important in fantasy because it allows you to reroll failed leadership tests, which are really, really important in fantasy.
So Witch Elves are core now. That was something new for the book, which is kind of cool. They used to be a special. And then I've got 2 units of Dark Shards now, the crossbowmen, 15. And then I've got a unit of Shades, again, work in progress. So these are skirmishers. They're in kind of a loose formation. And then finally a big block of Cold One Knights. So low model count. Oh, I'm sorry. And then finally over here, again, another painted unit. I have excuse me, Blackguard. They've kind of been overshadowed a little bit in the new book by Executioners, but I still like those models, and maybe I'll get Executioners later. But these guys still need to hit the table.
Yeah, it seems like 50% of your army are pewter models.
Yeah,
which is crazy for a GW game.
There's a lot, so
and makes it very expensive. Which the new Dark Elf release was a lot of plastic stuff.
I mean, I should point out this is a dragon from Ultra Forge. It's not a GW model.
Yeah, Ultra Forge is actually they have a new company name, I think, and they're doing a Kickstarter right now for a lot of huge monsters. So we'll take a look at the battlefield really quick. We set this up.
Some forests, a couple ruins. A lot of my terrain is 40k base. It's not as friendly for movement trays, so we've got stuff that can remove from movement trays to pass over. Fantasy terrain will be work in progress as well, but I hope to have more. Looks a little sparse, but in fantasy that's a little bit more acceptable.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so check back, and we'll report after the first turn. All right, so we've finished deploying. This is the Beastmen line. If we look at it, you can see I have my Minotaurs on my left flank, Ungor in the left flank as well. Attached to the Ungor, I have my level 4 wizard. He has Shadow, and he rolled up Miasma, which allows me to basically make those troops a lot harder to do anything. Ballistic skill, initiative, weapon skill, and movement lowered. Enfeebling foe, strength lowered. Mind Razor is one of the power spells in this game. Your strength is actually your leadership characteristic, which is amazing. And then Pit of Shades is a nuke spell that is really good. In the middle I have my Gores, again, two-hand weapons. Attached to them I have my BSB, really important. Also a beat stick in combat. And then also my Beast Lord is right here. Really important because the general provides his leadership to every unit within 12 inches, which is currently my whole army. So you have to maintain, especially for Beastmen. For Adam, his is on his flank because his troops have a lot better leadership. I have my Chariot in the middle. Chariots are impact units, so they run in and try to beat stuff up. Bestigor on the right, and then the Ungors are protecting the Herdstone with 2 level 1 shamans back there to provide Wissen's Wild Form. On the right flank, Adam has put out his Shades. They have great weapons and hand crossbows, which is nasty. So they cannot charge on turn 1, right? Nope. So I'm safe from that. So we'll see what happens with those guys. And then across the board, On his left flank, he has his Dreadlord on the dragon, crossbow unit, the shards.
Sorceresses are attached to
2 level 2 sorcerers attached. Then he's got the Corsairs?
No. Blackguard.
Blackguard,
Witch Elves, Dark Shards, and Cold One Knights.
Yep. And the cold ones, every time I've played Adam, they fail stupidity.
Oh, you just jinxed me.
Like twice a game.
And I'm probably outside my BSB range.
Stupidity.
Which is what I've always been told to never do.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
You roll against your leadership, and if you fail, you basically stumble forward. I think every time, right? There's no benefit to it.
Yep.
Which is really rough.
Well, the benefit is they're immune to psychology.
Yes.
So there is a benefit.
So let's see what happens. We will roll for turn 1 and see what happens.
Oh, to hurt shooting?
Yeah. Okay, so top of turn 1, Adam moved up on all fronts pretty much except for one of his crossbow units. He moved to flank me with his dragon and the shades. Not my favorite idea. It's actually kind of scary. Especially with the breath weapon that I know that dude has. Those are super bad. He shot off 2 Bestigors and 2 Ungors. Managed to land Miasma on the Minotaur for -1. Ballistic skill, weapon skill, initiative,
movement.
And movement. So the movement is really going to hurt if I wanted to charge anybody. Now I can't. Pretty much. And then, so let's see what happens. Bottom of turn 1. Oh, yeah. Bottom of turn 1, I pushed it forward with the Beastmen. I was considering turning the Bestigor to face the dragon, but I don't know. I'm not super enthused about that. The Ungors shot off a shade. The Bestigors moved forward. The Gors moved forward. The Ungor moved forward, and the Minotaur moved forward. They have Occam's Mindrazor. I did a triple. I think I needed an 18, and I rolled something like 27.
Yeah.
With a super powerful magic spell, and I survived my strength 6 hit on me with a ward save. The chariot moved in the front, and nothing else really. The Herdstone powered me up to do Occam's Mindrazor on the Minotaur. So let's see what happens. Top of turn 2, I'm assuming that we'll see some charges here. Alright, so Adam charged in. This is the top of turn 2.
Bottom.
It will be the bottom.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So he charged in on the left flank with his cold ones, killed a bunch of Minotaur. I killed a bunch of cold ones. I rolled a 5 to run away. He rolled a 3 to pursue, which was terrible. In the middle, he killed that chariot and then overran into my gore, so he'll count as charging. On the right, I got super lucky in that Adam did not buy a champion in either of his other units, so my champion challenged his Dreadlord, saved a bunch of Bestigors from dying, and the Bestigor did enough wounds back so that they had rank bonus, and I was steadfast, and I passed. That is going to be a bloody combat. We will see what happens here. So bottom of turn 2, I have 1 unit that needs to rally, and the rest of my army is ready to get into the fight. See what happens. I also used Chalice of Dark Rain during his turn to reduce shooting, and not much in the magic phase. That sorceress back there is losing her credit rating. Bottom of turn 2, the Minotaurs failed to rally and took off for the board edge, even needing a 9 plus 1 from the musician, 10 I believe. Either way, if they had a 9 they wouldn't have made it. The Ungor charged the Sharts back there, and the Sharts ran away and are on the board edge, so they have to rally right out on a 9.
Maybe an 8.
In the middle, the Witch Elves and the Gores just mutilated each other. Tons of damage. Over here, I got Wild Form off on both of these units, so +1 strength and toughness. The toughness boost was huge for this unit because it made sure that a lot of my guys didn't die. Over here, not as important because he had poison 6+, which I underestimated. He rolled a buttload of 6s. And I moved the Ungors over just a little bit to take some pot shots at those bros. So top of turn 3.
Yep.
Alright, so top of turn 4. Some good luck for the Beastmen. Up there, Adam did manage to rally his crossbows, but
Couldn't shoot.
they couldn't shoot this turn. The forest saved them from some shooting over there. In the middle, I killed the rest of the witch elves, and the chariot ran. I didn't catch him, so that's good for Adam. Really, really bad for Adam. These guys failed their stupidity test, and their cold ones just moved forward. Over here, I did survive with some bestigors, but that's a tough one over there. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. So bottom of turn 4. This is a weird arrangement, so we'll get a whole shot of the battlefield. Minotaurs, we'll see if they can rally. Leadership 7, expensive. Okay, bottom of turn 4. Things are still going the Beastmen's way. I did get some lucky rolls. Occam's Mind Razor went off on the Ungor, so they were strength 8. They also passed their Primal Fury on a leadership of 8, so they rerolled missed hits, and they just cut down the crossbowman back there. Over here, I charged the fleeing chariot and killed it, and then reformed to face them. Looks like Adam has different ideas for them. Over here, his Dreadlord and those guys killed the last of the Bestigor. Over here, the Minotaurs rallied, and they're just standing put. We'll see if Adam can pass his stupidity check.
Oh man.
All right, top of turn 5.
I guess I gotta bite the bullet and spend more points to give him a regular board save now.
Yeah, top of turn 5. The cold ones ran through the Ungor Raider guys. They're hanging out by the Herdstone. Minotaurs are still here. This halberd dude couldn't kill the wizard, so she's just hanging out with him. I say she, because she is definitely a she. The Dreadlord charged into the Gores. My Beast Lord stood tall and challenged him, struck down the Dreadlord, and then got killed by the dragon himself. I won combat by 1, and the dragon stood fast. Over here, I lost a bunch of dudes to shooting, just a ton of them. So, let's see. Bottom of turn 5. This is getting. It's almost all over, but they're crying. I mean, we got like no models on the board. We'll see what happens here. Alright, so we just finished bottom of turn 5. The Minotaurs moved up out of charge of these guys. They'll probably just take down that shaman who rallied. During the casting, the magic phase, I moved my Great Bray Shaman from there to there after he cast Miasma on the one model here. Then he cast Mind Razor on the Gores there, and then moved here using Smoke and Mirrors. It's the signature ability, so he was able to kill that banner guy. I thought it was shenanigan-y and awesome, but they moved into the trees to get harder to hit. The dragon broke the Gores in the middle. I did do 3 wounds to it, but he did, I think, 6 to me with Stomp and his attacks. So that was rough. And so now it's top of turn 6. I'm expecting a charge from a dragon into my Gores.
Last turn of the game.
Yeah, it's the last turn. And basically I have a Great Bray and the Minotaurs left. And Adam has those shade thingies, Cold One Riders, and a Sorceress and some crossbows.
Yep.
Alright, bottom or top of turn 6, the cold ones killed that shaman, turned to face. The dragon killed a bunch of Ungor. They were steadfast, needed a reroll but passed their leadership 8. They did a blade wind from the sorceress onto the Minotaurs and did a wound, and the Bray killed 2 guys and took a wound as well. It is time for bottom of turn 6, last turn. Let's see what the beast herd can do. Alright, so bottom of turn 6, we are finished with the game. I'll give you an overhead shot, excuse me, of the whole board. That is Adam's dead pile on the right, my dead pile's over there. It was a very well fought game. I have seen some of the scores for the GLWL so far, and they seem very one-sided. I think Adam's nodding his head yes as well. Our battles are always really, really bloody because we can both reroll hits, and Adam can reroll wounds. And also we have Shadow that buffs up our troops. I was very lucky that those Minotaurs survived the battle. They were kind of a points bunker that didn't run away. This Great Bray got into battle and absolutely annihilated 5 dudes and was just beast moding. His dragon over there managed to kill that Ungor unit with the Battle Standard Bearer, which did end up winning him the game.
tie. So
Well, it
Yeah, getting
he
it
came
back,
out ahead in
yeah.
victory points. It was a total of Adam had 2130, so 2,130 victory points, and that's adding 25 for each standard, 100 for a general kill, and 100 for a BSB kill. And I had 2,025 with the same idea of BSB in general and all of that. So it was a very close and well fought battle. It is considered a draw per the Warhammer rules. Neither of us were fully painted yet, but we hope to be done by the end of the GWL in April, and I will be done for Adepticon as well. So stay tuned for more battle reports. It is still snowing here in Michigan, but we can still play Warhammer. Later.
Good one.